lovers. We promised a second stream. I said 7:30, so we're 4 minutes off. It's okay. The puppies are enjoying the afternoon snack. We have been beat up all day. Oh, Rain's he's left out. He's got a little bit.
No, no. You have to plan. You've got three babies. You have to plan.
Mama Bear is joining us today, as promised. Had some people this morning on my live stream this morning was asking me about wifey, and so she's coming on today to get us kicked off for a 2 for 1, 2 for 1 special, guys.
Okay. Go get some water. Bye. Go. All done. They're hot. This weather is hot.
Texas
But
weather
they
has been.
love applesauce. Sorry. I share with the dogs. I normally, we are very particular about when and how we give them treats, but one treat they really enjoy is the no sugar added applesauce. Honestly, they would eat the sugar added applesauce, but we try to be very mindful of the treats that we give them. And so, since I buy no sugar added applesauce, I'll let them lick the remaining spoon or container when I'm all done. And for them, it is a huge treat. Just kind of wanted to chime in about what happened this morning. I know some of you guys may be new to our channel or things like that, but the the disagreement from the other neighbor, I think that's just really the reality of owning big, powerful breeds. I think you have to just understand what you're signing up for when you own big, powerful dogs. We expect we expect ignorance. We expect some people are harmless and ignorant. Some people are very, scared and abrasive a little bit.
Jenkins is in the house. Hey, Jenkins, what's going on, buddy?
So, hi, welcome. Thank you for joining us. But I think you are signing up for the entire experience of owning big, powerful breeds. And just know that there are people that are scared, and most people are not going to admit to being scared, but they're going to react strangely to your dogs because maybe they are victims of trauma, maybe they just have stereotypes and prejudices in their heads, or maybe they're just not dog people. And so we accept that in owning two big, powerful breeds. Even our little dog is tiny but mighty, and she'll give you a run for your money as well. So definitely want to talk about that. My husband was sharing with me that some people were asking about adopting the dogs, that kind of process. We were very, very blessed that we found the dogs from a friend of a friend, so that worked out really well for us. I definitely just want to throw this out. I mean, rescuing and saving pups from the shelter and things like that is always a really good try. Really, really noble effort. In this case, this we found these two through a friend of a friend, and it worked out for our benefit. Very, very intentional about how we acquire the dogs and where we get them from. If you see anything, honestly, for a purebred dog, if you see a 3 digit number, 800 or less, I would probably run the other way if they are not a friend or family member that you know pretty well. There are so many, like everything, there are so many people that are not out for good reasons. And breeders want the dogs to go to good homes where they're going to be loved and cared for, and just really just thrive and have a happy life. We have he went back over there. Dad is calling Rain back over, but I just
Hey, Rain.
any for purebred dogs, finding a purebred dog,
Come here.
at any 3 digit number, especially under $800, is I would not say not to do it, but I would definitely say be leery, because the vaccinations cost money, the breeding. The paperwork with the registered kennels, like the AKC paperwork, costs money. Make having the mating between the dam and the sire costs money. So, I mean, someone that's paying that money for top dollar for all of that, that cost is going to trickle down to you as you adopt one of these babies. So, just know that it is more than likely going to be a 4 digit number. It is more than likely going to be a significant investment up front. We're moving a little closer. Oopsies. Moving a little bit closer to the pups as they wander around this very beautiful yard that we have. Um, but I would just caution you, any advertisement you see that's a very low number, to really do your research whenever possible. I am a big believer in seeing the animals in their original, with their mom, with their original pack, their sibling pack, just kind of seeing the personality. It's very telling, even at a young age, kind of what you're getting.
The
And you,
microphone's getting close.
is it really?
It's probably clipping.
So I'm sorry if it's not coming through clear.
No, it's clipping. It's too loud.
Oh,
A little bit too close.
okay, about. Sorry, I'm not normally accused of being loud.
Hey, thanks, Odin's Gardens. Guardians. Nice to see you again.
Oh, so what I was
You said
saying.
lovely sight, beautiful dogs.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
We are just super excited. We're so very thankful for our dogs, but the research is everything. Like knowing what you're getting, knowing what to expect. The benefit of owning a purebred dog is there's a predictable behavior pattern. There's a predictable size. There's a predictable even the health concerns are pretty predictable. Like there's just a lot of unknowns that you answer with getting the purebred model. But we have been very blessed. I definitely call our little one our magic mutt. Um, she's strong, she's healthy, she has been with us for a long time, and we are very thankful.
That's Mr. Mean or Missy to you.
Yes, I call her a magic mutt. She's either like a Pekingese beagle or a pug beagle, and she's just an amazing dog.
We got into a debate earlier today. Some people think that there's some Chihuahua in there. What do you guys think? Is there Chihuahua in there?
We've heard that as well, that she looks like a Chihuahua. Like I said, she's our question mark, but she's super healthy. So we've seen the benefit of getting a dog that is a mix, but also getting the purebred. But that research just really matters, just knowing the predictability of what you're getting, knowing the traditional personality. I think one thing that people forget is they admire, and when I say people forget, I'm talking about inexperienced dog owners. They admire the dog, they respect the breed, but they don't take into account that this dog was bred for a specific purpose. It was bred to protect, it was bred to hunt, it was bred to carry a load, it was bred to find game, it was bred to do something. These working dogs were bred for a purpose, and if you don't channel that energy in a positive way, if you don't plan for that when you're adopting the dog, they become very bored, you get a lot of problem behaviors, and they become very destructive. Um, I can tell you that, we have a big yard on purpose because we know that they need that space to run and stretch those legs. I can tell you, I know that some of the videos that my husband has done, he shows you the weighted vests that they take when they go on their walks. Um, this is a brand new toy. I think we're running at 24 hours old, but they will destroy that in a matter of days, if that long. But I'm willing to invest the money in the toy because they can destroy as many toys as they want. They don't tear up my shoes, they don't tear up my couch, they don't tear up things in my house. So, like I said, it's important. I know I'm rambling a little bit. But I really want to make sure that for the people that aren't experienced, that you guys really keep in mind when you adopt this dog. Any dog, even if it's a smaller breed, a medium breed, adopt what have that knowledge of what its purpose is, because it's going to inform you about their behaviors and the choices that they make.
And what you need to do to make sure you keep them happy.
Absolutely. So we call our Connie Corso, some people say Cane Corso, we call him TSA. He inspects everything. He expects packages, he inspects groceries that are brought in the house. If you're taking a bag out on the way to work, on the way going somewhere else, he inspects the bag going out. But he is a protector, he is a guardian, and it's in him. And so he inspects everything and everyone. He is super, super alert. Um, So we're gonna move a little closer to our pups. He is super, super alert and he checks out everything. And so you need to just be mindful of that. Nothing, don't carry anything low where he can get to it. Be mindful of bringing things in the house. He is going to check it. And if it has not been claimed, there's a very strong possibility he's gonna claim it by marking it. Our Rottie is what I love about Rottweilers in particular is they analyze and decide and then react a lot. So she will observe the situation, see what's going on, then make her move. She has the power, she definitely has the mind to address the situation if she feels it warrants her attention, but she will take the time to analyze and react.
Yeah, so guys, if you're tuning in to us for the first time, welcome. Very nice to meet you guys. If you want to and you feel compelled to, give us some love with a little bit of thumbs up. If you don't, it's okay. We're here to just to show off the dogs and enjoy the evening. So thank you guys for showing up.
Absolutely. I said, we love our babies. We are glad that you are joining with us to love on these babies. I know that people sometimes roll their eyes when I call them babies. I have multiple babies that are over 100 pounds, but my two dogs, I adore them. This is what, we talked about for years and that we now have our pack. And we're very, very thankful. Like, our goal is to keep them healthy and happy. We touched on just a few minutes ago the initial cost, with it being, in most cases, you're probably going to pay high $1,000s, $2,000 for a purebred dog. In most cases, you're not going to get a purebred dog for too much lower than that unless you have a family or friend discount, just because of the amount of work it takes to mate a dam and sire. I don't know if people realize that, but there's a fee they pay for the male to come visit the female, and then all the registration, all the vaccinations, everything even before you adopt it. And then if you have a dog that's already been pre-trained, that's another fee. You can go that route. You can adopt a dog that has been pre-trained. One thing that we've looked into a couple times are the retired vet dogs, just because, definitely have a heart for those that have served, including the animals that have served. They're a little tired. They're pretending not to be too interested in the toy that Dad is dragging out, but they definitely are giving him their undivided attention. Um, see? Notice I said pretending to not be interested. One thing about these powerful breeds is they're not just powerful like muscular, but they are very intelligent, and they will, if they can, try to outsmart you. They think they are, to quote Yogi Bear, smarter than the average bear, and they will do their best to work around you. So please be mindful of that when planning for them. They will figure a way out. Even the little one thinks she's smarter, and sometimes she acts like she's making decisions.
Hey
So,
guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to
yeah,
chime
I'll stop
in.
rambling.
It's all right. I mean, I'm out here. You guys hear me talking a lot, so it's kind of refreshing to have wifey out here to kind of give her take, because we see things slightly different. So, but we have the same experience, but our interpretation can be slightly different. So, if you have any questions for us, let us know. If you want to pet my dogs, let me know, and I'll be your hand so that you can give them love, which they love.
So, just want to send a huge shout out to our repeat visitors. We are so thankful for you blessing us with your presence and just being a part of
What
this
up,
journey.
Jenkins? What up, my homie?
Being a part of this journey with us. Just so many things are going on. It's summer, so our schedule is a little bit lighter than it normally is. So they're enjoying spending this time outside with us. Um, One other thing I want to bring up with I don't know how many of our viewers this applies to, but maybe you can pass this on to people that it does apply to, is we are intentional about what we do with our dogs. It's windy now. I don't know if you can hear me very
It's okay.
well.
It's okay.
Okay. But we are also intentional. We are very intentional about how we introduce even our little dog to our children. I don't know if people really think about that, but you want to set the dogs up for success so that they are not being injured, especially by young children. And then you want to set the children up so that they're not being overrun or injured by big dogs that don't yet have good control over their movement and actions. So we definitely want to set them up. Um, Funny story, when we first introduced our Rottweiler to our little misdemeanor, we were very intentional about meeting outside of the house so it did not feel like they were coming in her territory. And brought met them on a corner about half a block away from the house and did a little bit of walking together. We repeated that a little bit when we brought Rain home, but it was just really, really funny to watch her reaction. She was cool with them. She was happy. She understood that this was a friendly interaction. Um, wasn't quite all the way ready for them to move in, but she was definitely more receptive than had we brought them in and let them just kind of take over the place. Um, we are very intentional also about giving each dog, no matter their size, their own space. So we call it for a misdemeanor. She has a she cave. It's in a separate part of the house than their kennels are, and that gives her a quiet place to go hide, reset, enjoy her food, whatever it is, just kind of her me time. Each other dog has their own kennel as well. He's so happy. He's being such a silly boy. But each one has their own kennel, has their own space, and we have kept that, and it has worked really well for us. If you are a multi-dog household, I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, but when you adopt more than one dog, regardless of the size, regardless of the breed, it helps to give everybody their me time and their space, so that everyone feels loved, but they also have a safe place to go should they need it. Right now, it's too hot. One thing that we did do is we used moving blankets to cover the very large kennels. We couldn't find the towels weren't big enough, but we used moving blankets to cover, and so it had that den like feel, at least until it got hot. So,
Slobber time.
slobber time. Oh my goodness. If you own a Cane Corso, you live in drool. You have towels coming out your ears because they will make sure you do that.
So, the notorious fan, this is how you impress girls at school. You show how alpha you are, show how well you can treat your big dogs with respect.
Oh, you're gonna get attention. I can speak to that. I was like, people will
You've got
stop. Yeah,
good control over your dog. You look like a boss walking down the street, you know?
I said, and I promise you, if my husband is walking with the dogs, people don't even see us anymore. They only talk to the dogs. So, just know that you're going to get attention. It's good for their socialization. You just have to be very strategic. If we take them to stores like Lowe's or other stores that allow you to bring the dogs in, we try to go at times that are not very busy. Like I said, we are very intentional in trying to not put our dogs in a space where they're going to get triggered and upset. But we also want to put them around people that will, create that positive feedback where they feel like successful, they feel like it was a good thing, and they enjoy it, and that's the memory that sticks with them because they will remember. Will remember negative situations. We had that happen with nail clipping with our littlest dog. Had a negative interaction with a less experienced technician cutting her nails, and it just created a big headache for that. So they are paying so much attention. It's a nice breeze out here. I don't know what weather y'all are experiencing right now. Um,
Slingshot, how to be able to take care of my dogs as billionaire? You mean you as a billionaire, or you mean as your dogs as being billionaires? Clarify what you mean. Because I will say, I am neither a billionaire and nor my dog, so I don't know if I'm quite qualified to answer that question. But it would be nice to know what you're talking about.
Hashtag goals.
And so Giuliano is like saying, "Do the thug shaker, do the rump shaker, hey, 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 do the thumb shake, rump shaker, slingshot." I mean, I want to beat a billionaire and take my dogs. Also, oh, I think little misdemeanor Missy's coming in to break up that.
She is our regulator. Good girl.
So Giuliano says he has a Tibetan Mastiff.
Oh
Cool.
my goodness, they're gorgeous.
We were talking about that
They
this
are
morning.
so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. If I had the space, I think I'd just own one of each.
I had a commenter this morning was talking about theirs. I think they were from a different country, South Africa or something, and they said they can't even use a prong collar because there's so much fur with the dog, and so it was completely ineffective. So, do you use a prong collar for training, or do you just use a regular collar, Giuliano? There's little Mishi.
She's so happy.
Little Mishi.
So
You're from India. Ooh, awesome, Slingshot. I don't know how to say the place where you're from, Slingshot. So
don't worry about
I don't want to mess that up. You just use a regular collar, Giuliano. That's cool. I mean, the idea being that the prong collars help assisting with training and making sure they obey you. And I think if you're not having those issues, a regular collar was just perfect.
yes. Like I said, starting the training when they're little from day one really does help. They do go through a teenage phase where they try to, I don't know if resist is the right word, but they try to come up with their own plan, and you just have to remind them. And we are not a proponent of being cruel or mean to your dog by any means, but you do reassert that you are the alpha. That goes back to kind of what I was talking about before about really just establishing those roles very early on from day one so they understand. My two big dogs, they don't always like that my little dog gets in their face, but they do know that there's only so far they can go. They know that they are bigger than her, but they cannot hurt her.
So FP says yes, you can. Con official, hey, what's up? FP, what were you referring to when you said yes, you can?
It's like, can you hear them? They're breathing so heavy, but they are so happy. Did he answer?
Not yet. Slingshot, what to do? My dogs are really afraid of water. Ooh, that's a good question. Do you mean like they just don't like water splashing at them, or they don't like to swim, or what do you mean? Because our dogs are slightly different. We have this Rottweiler is kind of a water-loving dog, and he's not necessarily okay with it, but he wants
He
to play with
follows
her.
her,
Yeah.
but our
Sling,
uh, yeah.
Slingshot says they don't like to bathe.
I don't think. Well, I will say that only one of our dogs really tolerates the bathing, and that's the Rottweiler. She's just different. She loves water. Um, with the other two, you have to sort of trick them into bathing. I've seen the peanut butter lick mats. Obviously the tiny dog is easy to control, but just really kind of keeping it short, sweet, and making sure the temperature of the water, just trying to make it as comfortable an experience for them as possible. Even if you take them.
The peanut butter lick method is pretty cool. So what she's talking about is basically like a little pad that you smear peanut butter on it, and then it sticks to the front of your bathtub if you're bathing them inside, of course. But I'm sure it doesn't matter where you bathe them as long as they can have a fixated point when they can lick on the peanut butter while you're bathing them. It's pretty cool.
It's super effective. I'm like, peanut butter is kind of like our high dollar treat. We don't give it to them often, so we try to make it count. But now the lick mat helps. The other thing that we've done is, like I said, we're very intentional about when we take them. We try not to go out during super busy times. But a lot of the pet stores have those self mats that those self not mats, so self stations where you can bring your dog and wash it and it'll be contained, but it's you washing them as opposed to them being washed by a breeder.
Sandro, what you say to erotic corso? You know what I mean? I think you mean like a mixed breed.
I said,
Is that what you mean? You might have to spell it out for me. But I will say she's fixed, so we that's not gonna happen at our house. He's not. He's intact, but she's fixed.
yeah.
Actually, both girls are fixed. She's fixed as well, so we don't want to have a Connie Mixo.
Well, I don't think Missy would let that happen, but you know, Missy tolerates him. They're friends for about 2 minutes first thing in the morning. It's really kind of hilarious. In the morning, everybody's friends. We love everybody.
Sandro has a Connie Corso. What color? Homeboy is a gray brindle. He's like, yeah, that's correct. Gray brindle.
We've seen a like a chocolate brindle one.
Ooh,
What?
a black Connie Corso.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
So, don't know if you guys are familiar with Ozzy the Connie Corso, their channel, but she's my coworker, and so her name is Rocky, and so Ozzy the Connie Corso, he looks very similar to Rain here. It's got the same colors and markings, but she also has a female Connie Corso that's solid black, and it is
She has his
beautiful.
sister
Yeah, and she also owns Rain's sister. They come from the same kennel, same breeder.
and same
So
litter.
same litter.
See,
So
if
if you want to see more Connie Corsos, if you want to drop by her station, it's pretty cool. Or her channel. I'm sounding old. Drop by her station.
so,
So
yeah. Um, I think
Jenkins is awfully quiet tonight. What happened? He's usually
multitasking.
pretty vocal.
Maybe multitasking today.
Multitasking. Okay.
It's Sunday. We got. I don't know about everyone
Oh,
else.
Sandro, I'm not sure how to I'm not sure how to let you show a picture. That's a new one. Is there a way to do that where you can send me a picture and then I can
He could share
show
the
it?
picture, and then maybe we could send it on the video. I don't know if we can do it on live.
I have to do some research and maybe Sandro and maybe figure that out. We're usually out streaming most evenings for us Central Standard Time in America around about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then on weekends in the morning. So it's kind of an unusual thing for us to be streaming this late on a Sunday. So let me do some research and figure that out, so I can figure out how to get people, because there are so many people that have cool dogs that they
Oh
want to
yeah.
show, and I would love to be able to show the images while I'm doing a live stream. But yeah, thanks so much for stopping in. If you wouldn't mind giving us a thumbs up before you leave, I'd appreciate you. Christopher Jones, I'm looking for a female Rottweiler, or is that what you mean? You said rock, but I think you mean Rottweiler.
Yeah.
So Slingshot says, in my place, people sell dog and eat them. What?
I've heard that.
Yeah. Let me go here. I'm gonna go get the my dog over there. Yeah. So female Rottweilers. So what have you heard about female Rottweiler? Because we've got plenty of stories to tell about our female Rottweiler. Let me call my Red Connie Corso back over here. He got into a little bit of an interesting situation earlier today. Rain, come here, come here. So, our female, I have a. You got a male. Okay, are you think you're trying to breed them? Maybe. Are you going to breed? Is that what you're after, or you just want a complete set? Because we've had male and female Rottweiler, and
Love them both.
love them both, but that female Rottweiler was a different ball of wax. Maybe
Well,
to she's he's so Christopher's considering maybe breeding
getting.
them, but yeah. So the male Rottweiler was really laid back, just such a sweetheart, even keel, nice temper, very similar to Rain
I
here.
think Rain is a little hyper than he was,
That may be true. Yeah, I think so.
but But Stormy is so much like her mom. She is Queen Bee. She's going to let you know.
Yep.
Storm was the only girl in her litter.
Mm-hmm.
So she's definitely Queen Bee. And our biggest issue when we first got Storm was just getting her to not be so reactive. That's one thing that we had to really. Rottweilers, for the most part, once they burn their energy, they're pretty chill. But she was super, super reactive and quick. Oh my goodness, super, super quick. So we had to work with her to kind of channel that energy. And like I said, the boy dog, he was very, very chill, very, very even keel, just a
So,
sweetheart.
sorry to hear that, Christopher. It sounds like you did have a female, but she passed. Sorry to hear that. That's rough, because
That's a heartbreak.
we lost our male, and that's a
It
hard one.
still hurts.
So
So
Slingshot mentioned that the Indian government has not renewed the animal protection right laws from 1880s. Yeah, that's interesting. So what's going on with that, Slingshot? Are people? Oh, because you saying because people eat them, and so that there's not any laws to help protect those dogs. Is that what you mean? 'Cause that's terrible. They should really look into that,
that's a, it's
or not just look into it. They should take action. They need to protect those poor animals. I mean, we're not. I mean, they're like to us, it's inconceivable because they're like family, you know. And so I can't. It just doesn't even make sense for me for people to eat
but I've
dogs.
heard those stories. It's not that I'm we've heard those stories. It's just unimaginable. I mean, whenever my husband's showing shots around the world, around our yard, you see dog beds, you see pound, lots of dog toys, you see nothing but space. Our dogs are spoiled. They are treated very, very well. So it's just
Yeah.
heartbreaking. And, once again, we don't, I don't wish that pain of losing a puppy or a dog I don't wish that pain on anybody because it's just heart wrenching. Um, So, on that note, please be really mindful. We've had some family and friends recently let us know that they've lost their dogs. Please be really mindful of making sure as temperatures heat up that you give the dogs lots of water. They have access to cool water, not water that's left outside gets hot really quickly. Please make sure that they have places to cool down. They're not over exhausting themselves. And if you have anybody that's doing any type of work where they lay down any poison or anything for other animals, please make sure that there's some sort of protective thing to keep your dogs away from it. There are some things you can't prevent, but there's a lot of things with just a little bit of planning we can try to help avoid and help keep our dogs from suffering that pain and help owners stop not suffer that loss.
I mean, it is literally 100 degrees here where we live, and I don't think it's gonna cool off probably till dang near September.
Last year it didn't cool off till October.
It is warm here. The winters are great. So if you come to an area like we are in Texas, it's definitely a wonderful winters, but the summers are just brutal. And so that's why we keep water, two, what is it? Are they like 3 gallon water tanks inside the house?
Oh yeah, we
Because he drinks a lot.
well, both dogs drink a lot, and the nice thing about having a pack of dogs is they usually don't fight over water. They may fight over the order they drink in, but they don't really fight over water. So they will share water, and we have the water tanks because that's one thing that we realize going from having a small dog to a big dog is that water gets gone really quickly, and to just I think we fill it up probably every third day.
Oh yeah.
So they're going through about 6 gallons of water every other day. But we want to make sure that they have access to that. But please make sure your dogs have cool places. Make sure they have some just a cool shaded space to completely unwind after they've run or walked outside or played vigorously. Because we don't want anybody's dogs to go through that headache. And I know that, depending on where you live, there may be services where they spray for bugs or they lay down bait to catch vermin. Please just be very mindful that it's not anywhere that your dogs can get into and your dogs are away from it, just to kind of keep them safe.
How's it going, Reese? What's going on? You're not thinking about eating my dogs today, hopefully. Okay, good. You got rid of that message. Thank you. Maybe you're referring to her eating the toy here. Well, let me go grab my dogs again. Here you go. Okay. So my dogs are been fixated on going and visiting the neighbors, so I'll have to kind of make sure that they're not causing any trouble. Rain, come here, buddy. Come here. There we go. He's always on the patrol, so he's the kind of dog that you know.
This is Mr. TSA.
Yep, he's Mr. TSA is what we like to call him.
He is always on patrol. So he is, yes, I'm talking about you. He is always on patrol. He will inspect everything. He will come check out everything. And you can tell him it's okay, but he needs to reassure himself. Just know that that's what you're getting when you get a protective breed, that they're checking everything out. And we are very thankful for it. We live in a pretty safe area, but knowing that they're always on guard, they're always watching, just adds that other layer of protection.
So Slingshot says that he, I'm hoping that I'm saying this correctly. He, but I don't know your pronouns. Says that they really admire the foreign countries like USA, where people are civilized and have humanity towards voiceless animals. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that society's kind of evolved caring about. If you go back far enough, obviously people did not have those opinions, and so as people start pressing upon their governments to say, hey, you need to be concerned about the voices, uh, whether they're humans or whether they're animals, that it takes time for legislation to
Catch up.
occur and catch up with society.
So,
But keep the fight going. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why we have this channel is we're just trying to show, hey, these big dogs have real lives. They're lovable just like human beings are. And so when we start seeing them as members of our family, we start to not want to eat them. We not want to,
mistreat them.
mistreat them and things like that. Correct. So yeah.
Shout out. Thank you for the work that you're doing, just being a voice, being a platform, and just making people aware. I know there are people in countries where they don't even think about that. But I thank you for just bringing that up and letting other people know that this is a real concern and then that it matters.
Yeah, awareness is huge. So and that's again, I like the YouTube platform because we're not limited to just where we live. I mean, these live streams, there are people that
He's
come
your
in from
baby. He's your
all
baby.
over.
He's your
France, South
baby.
Africa, west coast of Africa, just all
He's your
over.
baby.
I mean, I should, we should keep track of where the people that chime in are from. So if you're on the line right now, or you're on the stream and you're just kind of lurking, let us know where you're from. It's always a pleasure to talk to people from different countries because everyone has a different perspective.
My foot got cold.
Your foot got cold. So this Rottweiler loves to sit on your feet.
So, and it's not unique to her. There are dogs that like to sit on your feet. It's their way of feeling close to you. Rain sometimes thinks he's a small dog when he greets you. Is why he does a lot of jumping. We have to remind him not to jump. But he thinks he's the same size as Missy, and he can jump up and greet you, and that doesn't work really well when he weighs. He's tall. He's taller than I am, and he weighs almost as much as I do.
130.
So he's just a really really big dog. But our what's really funny is our Rottweiler sometimes forgets her size, and she thinks she's a lap dog, and she'll sit underneath you. She'll try to crawl under your legs and sit underneath you, just to kind of be aware and see what you're seeing and know what's up. Their personalities are just amazing. Like, we are really, really, very, very blessed, very, very thankful for what we have. You know, we don't take it for granted. When you watch them, when you hear the short videos that my husband catches them fighting and playing and things like that, you
They're not
are
truly fighting, by the way.
no, they're not really fighting, but they're play fighting. But my thing about it is you see the power and you see that, if they were, wanting to do something, they definitely have the ability to do something. But we try to make sure that we are strategic.
Slingshot says, "Those some big boys." It's kind of funny because I call her Big Girl and I call him Big Boy. We have so many nicknames for our dogs. So Rainy Bop, I think Wifey came up with Rainy Bop. Can you tell us why you call him Rainy Bop?
Um, I really think, I mean, it's going to sound really silly, but I was thinking of like, I don't know those of you who remember the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons, and I'm not getting any royalties, so I hope I'm not in trouble for saying the name of the cartoon. But my thing about it is, I was looking at him and he had an expression that made me think of the characters Bebop and Rocksteady, and so I just started calling him Rainy Bop, and it kind of stuck. Yeah, we think he knows he's pretty. He's such a gorgeous dog. Yes, say I'm photo ready. So just he knows he's pretty. Um,
So Big Boy, Rainy Bop, Bobster,
he's like, why are you calling?
Bobster. He has so many names, y'all, and he just kind of responds to all of them.
See, they're having a moment where they're getting along.
Missy, Misdemeanor Missy,
Yes.
and then Big Girl over here. She knows I call her Baby Girl sometimes.
So we're really just like all of their personalities. I can't see the comments right now, but all their personalities just
Mikey.
just come out.
He said, "Are you talking about Rain?" Yeah, calling him Mikey.
Mikey, little Mikey, we think he's probably the most aware of his size. Like, he understands that he's a big dog most of the time, but he still gets excited and jumps up. But their personalities are so different and so unique, and so trying to make that mesh well and blend. I hope I'm not being too loud. I hope I'm holding the microphone at a distance.
You good?
But I just, very, very thankful. I love our pack. I love, they actually add a lot of joy to us. So, those of you looking for a dog, it is very strongly recommended that you don't get a big, powerful breed if you are a first time dog owner. And there's a lot of rationale behind that. Just mostly just understanding how to show that leadership from the beginning without being cruel, but being very intentional and being very assertive, to let the dog know what it is that you expect.
Adidas says cute Arabs. You mean like a? I think these are. They're not originally from Arabia. The
Um,
small Arab is so cute.
oh, the little one? Yeah, I have no idea where we got her from. I mean, just not where we got her from, but I have no idea where she originated from.
I don't know what you mean by Arab. What does that mean?
Not sure.
Hey, Hey, Adidas, what do you mean by Arab? Like, you mean like from Arabia?
So,
The small one is more patrolling around. Yeah, I mean, she's like we call her the sentry, right? She's the one that gets it going sometimes, and then but he's the one that patrols. I mean, he just gets up for no reason and does a circle around the room, around the any room that's available. He goes in and kind of checks to make sure everything's cool.
what's really nice for us is if all three of them are keyed up, we know something's going on. We kind of gauge the situation based on, the three of them. Our sentry will be on lookout. Our patroller will go check it out and come right back, and then our Roddy will get in if needed.
Yeah, the Rottweiler is the last one to make sure that it's not a false alarm. She's like, yeah, I don't want to waste time if it's not a real thing. So she's very intentional.
So, but he's I don't know if people realize that. the Rottweilers. There's actually a city name where they came from. The Cane Corsos are also called Italian Mastiffs. Mastiffs typically are big, big breeds. I heard one person bring up that they own a Tibetan Mastiff. They are just huge, gorgeous dogs with all that fur, just an extra body. I think Missy wishes she was a Mastiff. I don't know.
Slingshot says small one looks so. This the small one is Missy. Looks like one eye blind mongoose from Ice Age movie.
Yes, she has so much personality.
Hey, I might have to do a short video and put them two side by side.
Make it work. That would be fun. She's just so happy. Yes. But no, like I said, it is just a pleasure to spend this time with you. It's a pleasure to share our four-legged friends with you. Thank you for making us aware of some of the challenges that you are dealing with your babies,
Especially in India, yeah.
with the challenges with getting the laws to protect these wonderful animals. I do my shout out to those that are trying to breed responsibly and keep the breeds going. It is an impressive, amazing breed. Um, I just really really thankful for them. I know Dad is still getting a few more shots. I am definitely going to pass the mic over to him, but I really appreciate you guys for your time. Wishing you guys a wonderful week coming up.
Hey guys, thank y'all for hanging out with us. I probably will be back tomorrow around about 7 o'clock or so after work, just to give you guys an update because I want to finish talking about what happened earlier today. If you do have time and want to check to see some a little bit of interaction with my neighbor, um, I think for the most part he's a nice guy, but he's kind of fed up with my dog, particularly him, because he just won't let him do his yard. Every time he comes out to do the yard work, my dog goes over to the fence line and cause him, some trouble. So, the whole interaction is on film. So if you have dogs and you have run into issues like that, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a little bit of a tense thing. I usually don't have live. I usually am not streaming live when issues like this arise. But it's the fact of life. I mean, you're gonna have problems. Not every day is gonna be sunshine and happiness, right? There's gonna be days where you're gonna have issues with your neighbors, or you're gonna have to have issues with while you're walking your dog and other people walking by. So it's just nice to have a community where we can kind of share ideas and how to better handle the situations and keep our dogs protected, and also keep your neighbors from being mad at you, because they are big dogs. I mean, we've done our best to try to get as much space for them as as possible. If they have a big yard to run around in, but there's still fences there, and there are neighbors that are still on either side of us. On the back of us there's just an open fence, and there's a horse. I don't know if you can see the horse from the distance, but we don't have any people behind us, which is so we're happy about that. So, but you still have to live peacefully with your neighbors. So, the next stream that I do probably tomorrow, it'll be standard American time, um, probably about 7 o'clock or so. I'll probably go over maybe some of those things that we're doing to kind of help mitigate those problems with our neighbor over there. Slingshot seems like you're rich. No, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've worked very, very hard. My wife and I both still work, so we have to pay for all this. I don't. I mean, but here's the thing. That's rich. Being rich or not is kind of a perspective thing, right? And if you compare, what we have and what we work for to where people are maybe not as in an area where they have as many resources or opportunities to better themselves, comparatively, you could say, hey, we're rich, but I don't, from living here in America, I don't consider ourselves to be rich, but we do work hard. So, oh, thank you, Slingshot. We work extremely hard, and it makes it. Retirement all the more sweeter, right? As soon as we hit that retirement button, when we can come home and hang out with our puppies, 24/7. It's gonna be great. But we teach our kids that hard work pays off. These dogs, they're not free. You just don't wake up and apply for your local whatever, and then all of a sudden you can afford all the all the things that you need to take care of a big dog. That takes work, and So we put in the time, you know.
Vet
We've done.
bills are also calculated by weight, so
What
everything is multiplied.
wifey is complaining, not complaining.
Not
She's
completely.
adding in the fact that the cost of ownership of a dog is not just the dog itself. You know, it's all the. I made this analogy earlier today. I said, you know, people are like asking me how much do your dogs cost? How much? And my wife kind of addressed a little bit about the money earlier, but when you look at the price of your dog, you're not just looking at the. Oh, calm down, big boy. Calm down over there. You're not just looking at the price of what you pay the breeder, but you are looking at the
Step one.
maintenance of that. So if you think about it like this, you know, people are like, well, how much did that nice car, that Ferrari cost? Well, that's $100,000. Oh, I can afford, you know. But most people are not looking at the fact that, you know, you shelled $100,000 out for a car, or maybe not even that much, maybe $75,000 for a car. It's really about the maintenance. How much does it cost for an oil change? That thing? Oh, 25,000. 25,000 for an oil change? How many? You go broke with maintenance. So when I think of it like that, you know, you get these big breed dogs, and you look at how much we spend on food, we look how much we spend on what do we have to do to protect them. You know, we spent a lot of money, and so my wife and I, since we still work, you know, we have a dog sitter that come in every day to check on them, make sure they're cool, make sure they've gone to the bathroom, make sure that, you know, because the little ones, she can't come out the doggy door, but the bigger ones can. So, but we still kind of like making sure that they get you know, someone there close by, make sure no problems occur. But he's gonna probably come inside if you let him in. Okay. But yeah, so but that costs money to have somebody to come check on your dogs. And I'm not saying that every person has to come here puppies. I'm not saying that everyone has to hire someone to
They're really
to
fun. They're hot.
okay. Well, you know, you have to hire somebody to you know, take care of your dogs, but we do it, and it's an expense that we have
For
to.
us, it's because our hours are so long.
So yeah, so it's you have to count up all the cost for everything. So work, and so Haas said work and dedication, obedience taught saves the doggos lives. They are family. So
Oh, baby.
also hello new here. Hey Haas, thanks for stopping in on us. I appreciate you. So